Woo.
Hey, what's up? How's everyone doing? I'm only 15 minutes later than I said I was gonna be. How's everyone doing? Yeah, sorry about that. I have no good excuse. I was caught up watching. I was caught up watching Schooled, and then I forgot that I needed to take a shower. I've just taken a shower, so if I'm a little bit red and shiny, that's why. That's why. Yes, this is a no makeup stream. I know you're not used to that, but welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? Welcome. Thank you for the sub pause break reviews. Thank you for the woo. I heard that TTS, but but I was still getting ready. How's everyone? I've already asked that 3 times. It's Matt the Nerd. It's-a me, Matt the Nerd. Red from a shower. Does no one else get red from a shower? Is that just me? Can't just be me. I was a little bit shy, actually. I turned on a light back here a little while ago, and then I immediately turned it off because it was obvious that I was really shiny. Hang on, I'm gonna turn it on, and you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, there's now a light. Okay, I'm actually less shiny than I was before. That's good. Just Matt things. Ah. Only Matts can relate. It's 018, but you don't need sleep when you have Matt Casey. No, go to bed. But I appreciate that, thank you. But don't stay up for me. Sleep is important. Sleep is really important, as evidenced by the fact that I'm rubbing my eyes. And thank you for the follow, Manawirm. I get red when the hot water replaces the warmth I'm missing. True. Well, speaking of which, I don't have my soundboard up. Let me get that real quick. Yo, thank you for the Prime sub, Sith Toast. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. But I really appreciate that, thank you. What's the nerd shit happening this time? Let's find out. I haven't actually planned anything specific yet, but I'm sure something will arise. E-dating with Matt Casey. That's right, I'm going to speed date viewers. Let me turn this light off, because it's even when I'm not super shiny, it's not very flattering. Excellent. Thanks for the follow, Tech Gamer XT7. What's your paper? I just saw European people like, what is sleep? Yeah, sorry about that. I'm hoping to stream a little bit earlier. It's 2 p.m. in my time zone, but I think with a little bit more organization, I could start at 12, like 2 hours earlier. 4:20 LMAO. Yo, what time zone's 4:20 right now? Oh, it's probably Central. Yo, where my Central brothers at? What's your take on the Valve Steam Deck handheld? I actually think it looks pretty cool. Hang on, let me turn the music down a little bit. Not that much. Ooh. Steam Deck. The big meme, of course, is that it sounds like Stream Deck, which is a completely different thing. But apart from that, it seems like a cool device. I've heard a lot of good things about it. There we go. I'm gonna look it up. But if I'm being 100% honest, the number one thing that I like about the Steam Deck is that it is financial compensation for Valve to keep making games run on Linux. Steam Deck came out too late, GPUs are available now. That is sort of true. GPUs, I saw like a month or two ago, I think it was a month ago, I saw my first GPUs on the shelves in like 3 years, probably. Steam Deck, don't you mean the Game Boy? I do. So now I can switch HDMI devices without... I think I missed something. Cup ramen cooking stream. Yes! Hey, bitch, how you fucking doing? I don't know what accent I was trying to do. I like switched halfway through. Hey, bitch, how you fucking doing? I think that's what I was trying to do. Hey, Matt, can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep. Welcome to the stream, 21st century guy! Hey, Matt, nice to finally catch a stream. Welcome to the stream, Scott, no last name 64. I like your last name, or lack thereof. You can't use a desktop while taking a shit on a train. Yeah, the train is the problem there. I could use a desktop while taking a shit. Didn't you move to America? I did. That's why my my local time is 2 p.m. instead of 7:23. Oof, that would suck. No wonder I could never stream for European time zones before when this was my local time not so long ago. How's the next video coming along? It is coming along. This one was a long one. You'll see in the video why it was a long one. But yeah, it's been happening, but happening slowly. I'm being called out and I hate it. That's right. This is my call out stream. I'm writing the twit longer right now. What's on Eastern Assy Land? As in, what cities? Most of the Australian population is on the east side. On the east side. Hey man, you have real saggy tits. I mean, it's true, but you didn't have to say so. Do you like BBC? Wow, I love the British Broadcasting Corporation. Gonna look a bit, still need to test some stuff. Go for it. Go, yeah. Hey Matt, the mic volume seems to be dipping. Is this a debate, or is this a real technical problem? Do I need to start yelling again? Today is a good day. I woke up from a nightmare nap, and 5 minutes later I can watch Matt to calm down. Hey, I mean, in all fairness, this is also a bit of a nightmare. But I appreciate that if I can do anything, if I can do anything to help, I'm happy to. Do you ever need assistance from your viewers? Any particular sets of skills or other programmers? It's an interesting question. It's oftentimes I wish I could ask questions about things that I'm not sure about, but sometimes the problem is that I don't want to spoil the actual subject of the video. I'm less worried about that now because I feel like even if I tweet something out, probably a very small minority of YouTube viewers actually follow my Twitter or something. But then the problem is I might not actually get the answer because there may be like one person out there who knows and they might just not happen to follow my Twitter. There are like big projects that I would love to do, but I don't usually do those on videos because like in order to keep a consistent video schedule, you can't really do long form. You can't really do long form projects like that. Don't want to spoil the question of if Windows ME can run on a Mac. I mean, kind of, because if you ever look any of that stuff up, what you'll probably find is 100 threads saying, why would you want to use Windows ME? It's like 20 years old. Just use Windows 10. It's really good. And it just completely misses the point of why you're actually trying to do it. So oftentimes stuff like that is just not helpful to look up. Just use Windows 11. You'll die within minutes. I mean, that sounds good to me. Just for the fun of it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I try. That's what people say, and then everyone else is just like, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, I think
Sheer
FIFA Trader
100
27
more
needs
bits equals faster
some medical
videos,
attention,
right?
I'm afraid. More bits equals faster videos, right? I wish it did, but thanks for the bits. Appreciate that. Sorry, I missed the TTS because I was talking. Windows 10 and good? People like this bloated mess? I'm afraid so. I agree, but yeah, I'm afraid so. Yes, I tried to make my VR game port to the... Thank you for the follow. MGS3 Weed Eater. Oh, I found 21st Century Guy's ult. Bro, why do you want to use a virtual machine? How much tracking does Microsoft shove into Windows 11? Plenty, because that's where they make most of their money now. Yeah, that's why all these upgrades are free, is because the money comes from advertising, and to an extent it comes from not having to support old operating systems and enterprise sales. But a lot of it now, I believe Microsoft has just sort of assumed that consumers for the most part won't pay outside of OEM purchases, so therefore they make money on you, the user. I'm still in a dream, Weed Eater. True. New speedrun category. Uninstalling Edge any %. No submissions yet. Fuck. It's true. Is there actually a way to... Thank you for the 100 bits.
Installed a Sound Blaster Live in my Win98 rig recently. That'd probably be more appropriate as me. And mid is sound incredible through it with the sound font options. Cheer 100.
Hell yeah. I wanted to get a Sound Blaster for my Ultimate 98 PC, but it was impossible to find anything under several hundreds of dollars. So what OS do you use now, Matt? I hate to be this guy, but I use... as of the last month or two, I've been a Linux main. I've been using Arch, by the way. So that's me right now. If something is free, you are the product. Indeed, pretty much. A hype train, thank you for the gift subs, 21st Century Guy. 3 tier 2! Oh, why is my soundboard working? This guy's Sag in chat. I don't know why my soundboard isn't working, but thank you for the subs, 21st Century Guy. Get fucked, lol. True. Scam train. Imagine it's the same situation as Internet Explorer. It's probably too integrated with the OS now to remove. I think that's about right. Thank you for the Prime sub, Menowum. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. Soundboard go brrr. Apparently fucking not, actually. Huh. Yeah, I wonder why. Is it like... Do I have to... Oh, maybe I just have to... Nope, it's just fucked, mate. It's just fucked. Welcome to the stream, Turnstile Turnstile CVS. I feel like I've seen you before, but it says you're a first-time chatter. Thanks for the follow. F of B minus F of A. What's wait. Is that an actual formula that they teach you in school? I feel like I should remember that. What's your desktop environment like? Do you use Tmux or Vim? I always feel like I should learn Vim, but I never do. I'm a KDE main at the moment. Pretty like standard stuff, really. 5 tier 1 subs. Thanks, Roger93. Thank you so much. That's awesome. And to Magical Fee. I don't even know if Magical Fee is here. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that. If I could press an applause button right now, I would. But for some reason I can't. Thank you so much. Not to be that guy, but I actually run Among Us. I'm going to... My soundboard isn't working, so I have to Google... I have to search this manually, but here you go. Okay. Vim is great if you have 130 WPM. That's the only good reason I've been given for it still being even developed when Nano exists. Yeah, I always feel like such a pleb when I have to go into git config and change my editor to Nano, but that's how it is. That's how it be. I'm on the most shit Wi-Fi, so won't be here long. I'm sorry to hear that. It do be like that sometimes. Roger93, thank you for a sub for yourself. That's 6 subs so far. Thank you so much. Oh god. Among Us is real? Hang on. We gotta look at this. We gotta look at it. Oh, it's Among Us. Among Us? I feel like I'm Kim Jeong in Community again. Damn it. Don't you hate it when Chrome just eats your words? This one. This is me trying to look at this fucking 100 pixel GIF. I mean, it can't be worse than Hannah Montana Linux, right? It can't. It can't be worse. Hannah Montana Linux for the Monday. Yep, pretty much. Muda did a video on it? Really? I didn't know that. Oh, here we go. Yeah. It even says so. This was mostly inspired by this Reddit post, which was further inspired by this post, which was posted by Peak graphical designer. Cough cough. Among Us is a meme OS based on the hit game Among Us. In the same vein as Hannah Montana Linux, it even name drops, but it's also developed and made to be a lightweight operating system. It's a bit ironic that it's lighter and less bloated than most mainstream distros. God, there's so many memes in this. Why spend so much effort on a meme OS? Well, mainstream OSs suck, so I wanted to dab on them by making a meme OS better than their professionally developed ones. Don't take this too seriously. Fair enough. How do I become sus? Oh, you gotta... Oh, it's LXD. Fair enough. Well, I think I found my new main OS. Consumers. When the OS is thus. I still want to make McDOS. Was that like McDonald's OS? What happens when someone uses unregistered Hypercam 2? It's a good question. I guess someone will just have to try it. Actually, I might move my chat down to the bottom left corner. It's a little bit ugly because then you get a hard cut off at the top, but I feel like there's more important shit in the top left usually. So, speaking of more important shit in the top left, amazing. McDonald's toss. We had the hard cut off at the top anyway. Yeah, but it doesn't look like a hard cut off when it's right at the top, unless I have fucked up and it was like a few pixels down. That's quite possible. It was just at the real top. Yeah. Then it looks like a less hard top. Don't you remember when you went to McDonald's and one of the screens were blue screens? Yes, actually, to be quite honest, that happens pretty often. I don't know, maybe the supplier of McDonald's ice cream machines also supplies their terminal things, because that shit seems to break all the time. 3 separate people have redeemed it. You have to make 3 watermarks now. I don't know how. I guess I could. The way it works is that it lasts for a minute, and every time someone does it, it resets the timer. So it'll last for a minute since the last person did it. So doing it just kind of extends it. Do you miss Aussie Mackies? To be honest, most of the stuff I get at McDonald's is still here. There is a lot of stuff that was exclusive to Australia, a surprising amount of stuff actually, exclusive to Australian McDonald's. But usually the stuff that I would get was the really cheap shit, and that stuff is just global. But I do miss calling it Macca's, and everyone considering that completely normal. When you say Macca's in any other country, people are like, huh? But in Australia, you're just like, oh, let's just go to Macca's, and everyone's like, oh yeah, good idea. Have you tried Chick-fil-A yet? Yes, I've been to Chick-fil-A a few times throughout the years. I might have only been once since moving, but I've been there before. In fact, one of my friends who used to live in New York City, and there's a Chick-fil-A near Times Square, and we always joked about having a fan meetup at the Times Square Chick-fil-A. And then in 2019, we actually did it. We actually, just him and me, we actually, because I was visiting New York with my dad, and we just happened to hang out at the Times Square Chick-fil-A. To be fair, I've never been to McDonald's. Really? Only to KFC. That's interesting. Yeah, usually people go at least once just for like convenience. I'm not gonna say you're missing out, but yeah, oftentimes it's a convenience thing. Welcome to the stream, Wild Fan appeared, friend of the show. Are there any specialty burger restaurants in Australia? Yeah, there are. I don't know if there are any like really good ones. I think a Porto. They're like a national chicken restaurant. Oh, I guess, and also a place. A place where? This looks like Greece or something. Portugal, fair enough. Maybe that's where it comes from. No, a Porto. Yeah, this place. Which, there's a place here that has a really, really similar logo. It's and a really similar name. It's like a Portune. And I was, for a hot second, just... Don't you think these logos are pretty much the same? For a hot second, when I saw this in this country, I was like, hold up. There's no way. And there is no way. This is some shitty, like, loaning company, I think. But, for a hot second, it looked like a Porto. There is also... because I'm from the small town of Canberra, we had a exclusive Canberran fried chicken restaurant called... Oh, fuck. I've already forgotten. No, it's Kingsley's. Which I just spelled wrong. Alright, let's see what actually comes up. Alright, third result, not bad. Kingsley's Chicken. It's literally exclusive to one city in Australia. But everyone in Canberra loves this place. It's everyone's favorite fried chicken place. We couldn't see your screen. Oops! That's my bad. Hang on. That's so embarrassing. This is what I was talking about before. I'm a professional streamer. This place is in America. And this is a chicken burger restaurant in Australia. What? Well, thank you for the Prime sub, Dark Mr. Zero. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. Remember, every Prime sub is like $2 that doesn't go to Bezos's pocket. You have a moral imperative to not give that to Bezos. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate that. Yeah, for a hot second, I thought that this was the same place. Make sure not to go to Google Maps on stream, because then, yeah, that is a thing. That is a thing, isn't it? Was there a second sub that I missed it? Thank you for the sub, Blue Omega 1. I don't know why that's not showing up on my Twitch dashboard for some reason. Nice one, Twitch. Oporto, home of fried chicken with a 46% interest. That is what this is, isn't it? It's some like fucking loan place. Disgusting. It's probably some like predatory shit. But anyway, that concludes today's Comedy Central roast of Opportune. But Kingsley's, this is everyone's favorite Canberra exclusive restaurant. So if you ever go to Canberra, and to be quite honest, why would you? But if you ever did, you go to Kingsley's. It's not even Australia exclusive. It's exclusive to one city in Australia. But it is everyone's favorite fried chicken place. McDonald's is more insane consistent taste than insane good taste. That's absolutely true. Very consistent. I'm sorry, I'm catching up on the McDonald's commentary. I'd rather eat home-cooked pasta. True. One small city. It's a tiny, extraordinarily boring city, but you can all
Cheer 100. Speaking of Bezos, I love how the world's richest men are all divorced as fuck. Genuinely makes me happy to know that even with all their wealth, women still can't stand their bullshit.
True. So true. Money can't buy you the respect of women. Apparently, is the moral of the story. Is that a Power Mac G3 or early G4 in the background? It's an early G4, I believe, an AGP graphics model, but it doesn't boot, so I haven't figured that out for sure. And actually, no, it starts up, so I could get its model ID in open firmware, but otherwise it crashes on startup. Well, money can buy happiness after all. Money can buy stability, which can lead to a certain degree of comfort, but it doesn't. Happiness is kind of a different thing. But can it buy me a PSVR, which, as we all know, is happiness? Let us begin another music. I forgot yes. Money cannot buy happiness, but it can buy a lot of things that are good. It can buy a lot of very, very nice things. By the way, Matt, what do you think about the new M1s? Fun fact, I actually... This is so not worth it. I actually own one. It's the M1 Mac Mini. Sadly, I don't have a lot that I can... Hang on, I'm going to wipe down the top of it because it's got my fingerprints on it now. Sadly, I don't have a lot that I can use it for apart from testing software. That's primarily what I use it for. Because I'm too much of a nerd, so I keep having to do things that you can't do on... Like, I want to hack some games sometimes, and that's usually a Windows thing. Or I want to like play around. I want to install some extra file systems, and Apple has really like clamped down on that in recent macOS versions. Like they dropped kexts and stuff like that. So I really like it. I think it's a really good computer, but I don't really have much of a use for it. What I could do is use it as like because I've got like old stuff back there. I could use it as like one of those projects where you put new internals inside an old computer. M1 Linux, yeah, there is M1 Linux, but the problem is that Apple, of course, has not published documentation of their graphics chips, so they're still having to reverse engineer all that, so it's not... You don't get great graphics performance on M1 Linux, but it's possible. You can do it. And I still think Microsoft is probably going to release Windows on M1 one day. Word on the street, is that they have an exclusivity deal with Qualcomm at the moment, and that's why they can't port anything to any other ARM systems. But, one day... presumably, if that deal expires, then they probably will, and Apple says they're open to it. M1 Linux plus M1 Wine equals M1 Windows compatibility. Yes and no. In theory, yes, but because of the reverse engineered graphics, you're not going to get like wonderful gaming performance or anything out of it. Windows on M1 would be really hard, even if there was no exclusivity deal. I know a couple people who work on WOA, like the guy who put the hardware of M1 is very esoteric even for ARM. I think you're probably right, but I feel like, but Apple has like said that they're open to it, like so, and I assume if the companies work together, then they'll make it work. I feel like as a community, it would be exceptionally difficult to get Windows to run on the M1. But assuming Microsoft and Apple work together one day, I feel like they could absolutely do it. Yeah, when there's billions of dollars, there's a way. Pretty much. I know a couple. I read that one. Page sizes in terms of MMU are a bit of trouble on the M1 when running Windows on ARM. We'll see what Microsoft does about that. Yeah, I feel like Microsoft is one of those companies where it's in their interest to just have Windows on anything, and that the only reason they wouldn't is if they had some sort of exclusivity deal. So I feel like it's probably going to happen, and if it does, then that could be cool. But I've already, on this system, the system that's running the stream, my Linux system, it's already got a GPU pass-through for Windows, and that's kind of better anyway, because dual booting sucks. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that I would switch over to M1, because I feel like I've already got a better setup, but yeah. When will Macs become epic gaming machines? They won't, because Apple doesn't care. Apple has done they care as much as you can now run iPhone apps on the Mac Mini. You can run mobile games. Those are video games as far as Apple is concerned. They're not interested in any further than that. It already works very well in parallel, so it works in parallels, but a VM, if like for a lot of stuff, a VM is not really sufficient. A VM without GPU pass-through, I should say. What are the benefits to pass-through rather than dual booting? Mostly that dual booting is just really annoying. Like, if I'm in the middle of something and then it's like, oh shit, I need to do something on Windows, then I have to close literally everything to reboot, start up in the new OS. If I was watching like a stream or something, then I have to like go to the stream again. And chances are, because it's a secondary OS, I'm not going to be logged into Twitch, so I have to log into Twitch. It's just really, really inconvenient. Whereas if you can just run the OSs side by side, it's just so much faster and so much more convenient. Otherwise, a pass-through is a more expensive solution because you do need a second GPU to do it. But I think it's a much more preferable solution to me because I've dual booted for like on and off for like the last 10 years and I've always hated it. It's like using a Mac as a server. They tried to convince you to do it for a small part of the 90s, but they've given up and it's more hassle than it's worth. Yeah, I think that's about right. Apple doesn't have to do it, is the thing. They make they like 10% of the computer market share, but they represent like 50% of the profits. They make more money than anyone else, even when they don't bother doing stuff like that. So they don't have to. But Matt, I hate convenience. True. What games are you playing these days? I have been getting into Halo Infinite just a little bit. I'm not like any good, so I wouldn't stream it because I would suck. Everyone would just be like, "Man, I thought Matt was smart. He's actually a fucking idiot." So I don't stream Halo Infinite, but I have been playing some. I also that's actually the only game right now that I'm playing through pass-through because everything else works on Proton. So I play Halo Infinite on my Windows pass-through VM, but everything else I play on Proton. What else have I been playing? I've been playing Project Zomboid with a friend. That's like it's almost like an MMO, but except you can make your own, just kind of create your own single player or small group servers, where it's like a survival sort of thing. Let's see. A lot of the games I play is stuff that I can play in the background while I'm working because, I don't know, I probably have ADHD. No, I shouldn't self-diagnose because I've never been diagnosed, but oftentimes I will play something in the background while I'm working, something like Monopoly or Uno or something like that. I was surprised to hear that 4chan used to run on a cluster of Mac Minis. Really? That's a strange move for 4chan of all places. I don't have pass-through on my system, but I can say that I don't like dual booting, specifically between Linux and Windows. Windows is my primary, and if I need Linux, I boot it off a USB-C thumb drive. Yeah, dual booting sucks. it's not so much one big inconvenience as it's a lot of small inconveniences that all make dual booting really, really, really annoying. If you're going to use a Mac, any Mac as a server, it'd probably be a Mac Mini. Then again, any Mac with dedicated graphics is a ticking GPU failure time bomb. True. Yeah, actually, if you look at here's YouTube, Mac server farms. They're usually just racks and racks and racks of Mac Minis. Pretty sure I've seen this exact video. Yeah, I don't care about this guy's fucking Tesla. Yeah, it's literally. Actually, these might be excerpts, but these I'm pretty sure are just racks and racks of Mac Minis. In fact, you can still buy the Intel Mac Mini from Apple, and it's still like pretty expensive. And I'm pretty sure the biggest reason they're still selling it is probably because of data centers. Based upon what? That reminds me of something, actually. I have to find something real quick. It's going to be so hard to find. Damn it. Damn it. No, I'll find it for the next stream. Otherwise, I'm just going to be sifting through messages for fucking, like, 20 years. Yeah. Okay, I'm giving up. I'm giving up. There's something that it's a really funny video I made last year that I never posted except for in like a small group chat, and it would be, I'd love to play it, but I cannot. I'll get it and I'll add it to my soundboard. And hopefully my soundboard will actually be working next time. Based on these nuts! Ha! Got him! That might be a good sound to have as well. Do you have any good resources for learning assembly? If I'm being honest, not really. Mostly, I think mostly what I did was just kind of look at assembly, and then I just Googled every single instruction, because you can just Google every single instruction, and then you can just sort of, like, once you know what each instruction means, then you kind of already know what it's doing. Assembly is easy in a sense that it's just a list of instructions. There's no like, there's no open closing brackets for functions. There's not really any syntax. It really is just a list. I've always wanted an Xserve, even though I have zero use for one. I feel that. I know literally no iMac or MacBook with a DGPU that doesn't overheat. It's kind of bad. Yeah, I fixed an iMac by just removing its GPU, because its ATI GPU had burned out. So when you remove it, it falls back to the Intel integrated GPU, and then it works. Learn to embrace pain. That's a good resource, I will admit. I can't find the screenshot anymore, but yes, it seems, at least until he stepped down, Moot ran 4 channels, Mac Minis. That's interesting. And this is true, in 2008, I ran a forum. No one used it. It was just me and my friends. It was on good old PHPBB2. That looks like 3, but maybe it's 2. This, I think, is 2. I specifically want 2 for the nostalgia. Well, I was going to say I want a bigger screenshot of it, but maybe they didn't have bigger screenshots back then. PHPBE2, and I ran it at my home on, and this is true, an iBook clamshell. I think it was a Blueberry one. Yeah, it was just sitting on my floor of my bedroom, plugged into Ethernet, and it was running an Apache server with PHPBB2. It wasn't fast, but it didn't really matter because there were only like 2 or 3 people that used it. So I literally used this as a server one day. watch Ben Eater and learn how a computer really works. Then assembly will make much more sense. Yeah, I feel that. He makes some really smart videos. It's a bit back to front, but I think it's a good way to learn. It is. I think it is actually, whatever language you're mainly writing it is actually useful to know a little bit about whatever language is lower than it, because then you can sort of have a feel for what that language is doing underneath. So, and I think that can be good for writing optimal code, because then you can kind of avoid the issues that might come up with the lower level language in the higher level language. If you did, what Flash games did you play? Oh, wow. I played a lot of Flash games. I particularly, to be honest, I particularly liked Flash movies. Like, yo, thank you for the sub, Atomic Django. Welcome. I don't know if you... Yeah, you just got here. Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for subbing for the Prime sub, giving me those Bezos bucks. Thank you so much. Can I say your videos are awesome? Already started a couple of projects of my own. Hell yeah. That's really cool. I love to see somebody get their hands on an old Unix server from the 90s and try and see how far into production use they can get it. That could be interesting. I won't lie. Will Irate Gamer ever see a return? Just kidding, lol. I don't think so. I think I've on and off, I've thought it might be funny to just post like a shit post on there one day and be like, whoa, I'm still alive. But like, does anyone really care? Matt Gacy stream. Welcome to the stream, Magical Fee. Like those Stickman ones, Flash videos. Yeah. What was it? Zhao Zhao? I used to love watching these. In fact, let us watch one. Oh, I think I probably thought this one was kind of lame, but because it's the first one. But yeah, I just thought it was fun to watch, and what I would do is I didn't know Flash, and I was only 9, so I didn't have the patience to learn Flash. But what I did have the patience to learn was Pivot. Who remembers Pivot? It's basically a really rudimentary animator with stick figures. You can't even edit the stick figure, which usually meant that we would add a penis, and it would be flopping around, and they'd be getting kicked in the nuts, of course. But because it's primarily like based around stick figures anyway, yeah, we used to make our own fights, and they used to be really not very good because we weren't very good at animating, and they used to run at like 4 FPS because we had no patience to make any animation that was actually smooth and fluid. And then we used to bring Pivot to school because it was just a small exe that you could bring in on a flash drive. So we used to bring Pivot to school so that we could show each other animations, the stick figures getting kicked in the balls and shit. And in a week's time, the teachers banned all of us from the school computers. They literally, all of our logins, they banned them. They were like, you guys are making rude animations on our computers. We are not allowed to play games. So we all got banned for like 2 months for bringing Pivot to school. Which sucks, because you need the computers to do schoolwork. That's the whole reason they're there. So, yeah. You had flash drives in school? Damn, I feel old. I did. They were new when I was going to school. That was the... Thank you for the resub, Blue Omega 1. Didn't you come up before? Why is this only coming up on Twitch now? But thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, I was in school when I was first in school, it was floppy disks, and then over the years it became flash drives. I was one of the first people with a flash drive because I thought it was so cool. I was like, 128 megabytes, holy shit! And it doesn't take like 2 hours to write files to it like it does with a floppy disk. So I was one of the first, an early adopter, and that thing costs like $80 or something, 128 meg, but yeah, it was a good time. I'm really not that old, and my primary had fucking floppy disk holders. Yeah, I think I was probably the very last age group that used floppy drives and then transitioned into flash drives. Much like I was the last age group to get into Facebook while it was cool. Like it feels like everyone younger than me was like, Facebook, that's for my fucking parents. I don't use that shit. But I remember my friends were like, oh, you gotta get on Facebook. It's so cool. You can like pages and play Farmville. And I was like, that shit sounds lame. But they peer pressured me into it, and it is lame. It does suck, but I used it to talk to people, which was a novel thing. Talking to school friends after school without having to call them fucking up. I remember I used to have to call up all my friends, and so which meant that we actually had to memorize each other's phone numbers because we didn't all have cell phones. And at one point, I got really interested in there was a feature where you could do a 3-way call. I mean, you can do that. You can still do that now, but I don't know if it was exactly new, but it was kind of like a lot of people didn't know how to do it because you had to press like the recall button and call someone else, and then like you had to press another button. I think it might have just been 3-way call. And so it was like a fairly convoluted, not obvious thing to make a 3-way call between you and 2 other people. But I remember I thought that was the coolest thing in the world to have 2 other people. I was always trying to get my friends to have a 3-way call with me. I was always trying to get my friends to have a 3-way with me, basically. But I remember I was talking on the phone with one of my friends, and I was like, I want to do a 3-way call. And he was like, no. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I called someone else on the 3-way call. And they answered, and they were like, what's going on? And I was like, we're in a 3-way call. And they were like, oh. And they just hung up. They just had no interest in my 3-way. I thought it was the coolest, most interesting thing that you could do back then, that I could talk to 2 people at once on the phone. And they were just like, fuck you, Matt. This shit sucks. Anyway, so that was 3-way calling. Do you like big black computers? Is that what BBC stands for? I have learned something today. Facebook is only useful for making fun of Jerry. Facebook is yeah, it's just how it is. Once your parents are on Facebook, you don't want to be on Facebook. Or once it's become a service that your parents use, no kid wants to be part of anything that their parents are part of. That's just how it works. BBC stands for British Broadcasting. Cock! True. People use Facebook. I have honestly, I've wanted to get off Facebook just because it sucks and that shit's awful. But I will stand by this till the day I die. It is such a good place to get deals on retro tech, because where is the highest concentration of boomers who don't know the value of what they're selling gonna be? It's gonna be Facebook. So I think that's the whole reason that I keep Facebook around, is literally because Facebook Marketplace has gotten me so many good deals. Marketplace and Messenger only. Yep, that's it. That's pretty much it. How old am I? I'm disgustingly 26 this year, as of a few weeks ago, which means I've already entered the second half of my 20s. Sad reacts only. Sag in chat. Why did I just see unregistered hypercam 2? Yo, you can do it too. It's a channel points redemption. If you want this stream to be brought to you by unregistered hypercam 2, you just redeem the reward. I would have played some kind of sound on my soundboard, but for some reason that we haven't quite discerned yet, it's not working. But welcome to the stream, Yoshi Mario. Thank you for stopping by, friend of the stream. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. It's been a busy but productive week for sure. Yeah, you bought one of your office chairs there, didn't you? I think you told me that. Oh, I did. I'll be honest though, every office chair that I got from Facebook Marketplace was shit. It was legitimately just awful. One of them, and I really regret buying this one. At the time, I didn't notice. They were like, yeah, you can sit in it, you can try it out. And I didn't notice. It like slants like 10 degrees. And for a while, I thought I was tripping because I was like, am I just making this shit up? Why do I feel like I'm sitting this way? And I even put a, it's slanted in such a weird way that I even put, like, you know how your phone has a feature where it can sort of figure out where, like, it can be a level, right? It can figure out the angle that it's sitting on. And I'm pretty sure I put my phone on it and it said 0 degrees. And I was like, what the fuck? And at some point, I don't think I ever figured out exactly what was wrong with it. But I think it might be only one corner that's like drooping down. And that's why like part of it is flat and the other part is not. But the end result is that you're just kind of sitting like this the whole time and you have to arch your body. That's probably the worst purchase that I've literally ever made. And it was made on Facebook Marketplace, so it's not all good. But it's mostly good. Hey, I got a $7 PS2 from there, and it fully worked. I didn't even have to fix it. Facebook Marketplace is great for alt tech sometimes. Sometimes people think things are worth way too much. Yeah, that's the problem, is that it's both sides. Sometimes you're like, sometimes it's a really, really good deal because it's a boomer who doesn't know what the value of the item is. And sometimes it's a really, really shit deal because it's a boomer who doesn't know what the value of the item actually is. We built a wooden platform for T.O.'s office floor because it's so wonky. Oof, that sucks, but I hope if the platform works, then hell yeah. That's a great solution. Best place for getting CRTs I found is the dump, but you've got to have a certain technique to actually get them to let you take them. Interesting. I totally buy that because I've been to the dump before to like drop off e-waste, and there have been, in fact, I have. Oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing. I have an old video somewhere. I think it's under. Is it under random? I have a really old video somewhere. Hang on, I'm gonna find it. Where I threw out a CRT, and now I'm like, damn, I should have just tried to. I threw it out because it wasn't working, and now I'm just like, damn, I should have just actually tried to fix it. But the place that I threw it out, it was like a proper CRT e-waste recycling facility, but it was literally a mountain of CRTs. I couldn't believe it. And now looking back, I'm like, holy fuck. Now people would probably pay like $100 per CRT in that bin. Crazy Kit Kat flavors there. That's my. I've said this before. That's my one attempt at doing YouTube thumbnail face. If you look at the thumbnail to that video, in fact, we can look at the thumbnail to that video. It is my single attempt at YouTube thumbnail face. It is, yeah, this one. My single, not most of the videos on my channel do not have my face on them. Because, I mean, why would you ever click on this? But that one does. And it's also one of my least viewed videos. So I think that just tells you everything. Everything that you need to know, really. Why is Yoshi verified? Because he's fucking cool! He's just better than me, that's why. I double click that. No, you wouldn't. That's a lie. Okay, hang on. Where's this old CRT video? Here, I found it. It must be in, is it not in a play? Oh, it's in the old review playlist, that's why. Okay. So ignore the face. All right, we know it's let's just pretend that didn't happen. It's okay. It's all right. So this CRT, it was broken, but only looking back, it was only broken a little bit. The like vertical deflection is off, I think. But I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna throw it out. Yeah. And this is a fucking bin of CRTs. It's like, I look at this now and I'm like, holy shit, that's a Sony. That's a Sony right there. That's literally valuable. That shit, oh, it's behind my face cam. Awkward. All right, that shit is, you find Trinitrons now for like $200 on eBay and it's just sitting in a fucking bin. Bro, Sag in chat, guys. This is really, I can't believe this is a thing, and it still is, I'm sure. I'm sure this is still a thing. Peepo said, what emotes do I have? I have 7 TV enabled, which is like the new one. Yeah, I got quite a few. I don't know if I have Peepo sad though. I do have Peepo happy. There it is. For $200, they're giving them away over here. Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you go on Facebook Marketplace, then yeah, you can get I got a Trinitron for free on Facebook Marketplace. But if you go on eBay, I probably shouldn't go on eBay because it's probably gonna dox my zip code. But if you go on eBay and you look up Trinitron, they're legitimately selling for $150 on eBay. It's really depressing. I once found a 1080p Sony CRT on the street, didn't know anything about it, so I left it. Oof. I think we've all got that story though, right? We've all got one of those like, oh shit, I accidentally threw out something valuable, or oh shit, I accidentally didn't pick up something valuable, right? Did it have social connectors on it? HDMI. There were some CRTs with HDMI. Just to share a fun Dylan memory, I remember being at PAX Prime 13 and he went out of the hotel for 5 minutes, came back with a CRT for a Smash Party. Like, whatever. Yeah, hell yeah. He just... I love that, because they're so big. You can't just like... You can't just slide one out of a backpack and be like, yep, here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, it's so funny. Speaking of eBay, it really annoys me how I'll watch shit, get offers on it that expire before I can actually buy it. Yeah. Yeah, eBay can be tough. It can be really, really tough. I've been trying to get a Super Nintendo recently, because it's like the only... It's one of the very few consoles now that I've never had, is a Super Nintendo. So I've been trying to get a hold of them, but they're really... I guess they're really valuable now. I guess everyone wants to play the Mario and shit, so it's like... yeah, so to get one in good condition is like $100, and to get one in shitty condition that's like repairable, because that's sometimes what I'll do to save money, it's still like 40 to 60. I bring a tiny CRT places occasionally with a GameCube. Hell yeah. I don't have a CRT that's small enough for that. They're all like... Every CRT I own is like a 2-man project. The TV I used to have in my room was a CRT, but we chucked it out because I didn't really need it anymore. Yeah, we chucked out like probably 5 CRTs that we had, like old computer monitors and TVs that we had in the garage. And now I'm like, fuck, that's probably hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. But it is what it is. The only thing I've bought off eBay is a copy of the old Pokemon board game. There was a Pokemon board game? Excuse me. I'm looking this up. Here's a different kind of YouTube thumbnail face, but it is a YouTube thumbnail face. I've never heard of a Pokemon board game before. I do know, obviously I know of Pokemon card game. I never owned any Pokemon card or trading cards because, I don't know, my parents were poor. No, actually I don't think they were. I think they were just frugal. They were like, that's just a fad. I'm not buying Pokemon cards. So anyway, but I've never seen this before. Maybe it didn't come to Australia. That would be interesting. I have a Super Nintendo with Super Sick and Teacher if you want to buy it off me. Interesting. I assume is that an NTSC Super Nintendo though, or is it a PAL one? Yeah, international shipping would be a pain, but it could be interested. I got a free CRT from Marketplace for my room and console collection, and it turns out the guy getting rid of it is my friend's dad. Yo, hell yeah! Alongside a matching Dell Inspiron something or other Pentium 3 that died a long time ago. Oh, it's still a CRT monitor. I have one, not here. It's back at home, and it came with my. Actually, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, it's this one. That's me pressing my boobs onto it. Yeah, I still have that one because that's a whole like set. It came with the computer and so did the keyboard and mouse, so I was always like, I can't get rid of this. But that's the only one that we didn't throw out, which is really sad. Such a romantic embrace. You know it. That's how it is. The T in CRT stands for tits. It does. True. The Matsui has geometry issues out the arse and was made in the UK despite having a Japanese name. Matsui SCART CRT. Wow. My country never got SCART, nor did this country. So I've never actually. I've seen SCART like connectors before in person, but I've never used one because I've never had anything that would support it. Was a sub-brand of Curry's PC World because they thought their TVs would sell more if they had a Japanese. Holy shit, what a debate. Curry's PC World. That's so funny. Holy shit. Are they a British company? Bruh. Imagine thinking you were buying a good quality TV and it came from here instead. That's a fucking shit show. If you live near New England, I'll sell you an NTSC Super Nintendo in pretty good shape. Hell yeah. I don't live near New England, I'm afraid. But I appreciate the offers, absolutely. Its power bank has a 50-60 hertz mod installed. Oh, that's what the Super Sick is for. Not bad, not bad. That's cool. I will think about it. Because it's quite true that international shipping would probably fuck us up hard. I hate Curry's PC World. I'm glad I'm not shit talking anyone's fucking favorite this is computer store. SCART was OG, Yoshi's first cables. Hell yeah. I was actually not sure if the UK got SCART, because usually the stuff that the UK got, Australia usually imported it over. Like we have the same like power 240 volt and the same PAL and shit like that. But for some reason we were just like, SCART, good, RGB, nah, it's alright, it's alright. We're fine with fucking composite and RF. It's fucking bullshit. It's not a computer hardware store, it's a money laundering operation. Good to, I mean, same thing as far as I'm concerned. It's an electronics retailer, sort of like Best Buy. No, it's a money laundering operation, he just said. Scott was French, right, originally? I think so. I think so, it's definitely... Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted. My bad. Scott, it's I believe yeah, French oriented. Yeah, I believe the actual acronym is French. Why is it not actually telling me? Oh, here. Anyone know how to read that? I don't want to embarrass myself live on twitch.tv. I gotta dip, so there's 60 gigabytes left of video. Ooh, can download, goddamn. Big love, brother, enjoy the stream. Hell yeah. Have a good rest of your evening, Yoshidamaru. Thanks for dropping by. Really appreciate, everyone go give Yoshidamaru a follow. He's a great friend of the stream. And he's been in a couple of my videos. The most recently, the Minesweeper video, and an old Crazy Frog video from 2017 that we collabed on. He's a great friend of the stream. Absolutely, go follow him. Oh, we don't have a shout out. That's my bad. I forgot to start the bot. Have we really been, how many hours? We're 1 hour into this stream and I have, there's been no bot the whole time. Hang on. Okay, bot is active. Scuffed, oh, I'm sorry. Wow, man. I'm sorry, here we go, hang on, let me give you a shout out.
These constructures, daperials, radio receptures, et televisors, cheer 100.
Well, I tried to give you a shout out. Thanks, TTS. Oh, nice, yeah. Nice TTS, that's useful. Well, with that, let's get back to curries, right? Fuck that. Mechanical keyboard, yep. I love it. I mean, it might actually be a little bit annoying for stream to be like, I don't know if that like pisses people off, but but for me, it feels very satisfying. Yes, so go click a 21st Century Guys link. It makes me irate. This really gets my irate cylinders firing on. And I fucked it up. What is it? This really gets my irate nature firing on all cylinders. Some shit like that, right? Wait, there's a website? Curry's PC World. This is like British phenomena that I'm not that I'm not familiar with at all. Hey, if there's anyone that I'm not giving my fucking cookies to, it's fucking Curry's PC World. Reject all, bitch. What are they actually? So it is just like a Best Buy or a Dick Smith. Yes, a Dick Smith. Curry's isn't money. Curry's.co.uk. Curry's isn't money laundering. My uni town had a money laundering operation. 3 mattress shops within like 100 meters of each other. Tried going in on a Wednesday at like 2 p.m. and the doors were locked. Oof. Actually, I have a story. I actually have a story about money laundering. Your mom is a Dick Smith. True. Actually, not my mom. Only yours. Bitch. Okay. I actually have a story. I used to work in an office And on the there was on the ground floor of that office was just a revolving door of businesses that would show up and then fail, and then disappear. Like, we would have restaurants that would only be there for like a month or two, and then they just vanish. So, and I was, and then, but one day this group of young hip Asian people moved in into the bottom floor. I'm not being racist because they actually have had Chinese everywhere. But they moved in to the bottom floor. They have like a storefront and everything. But no one actually shows up. They don't actually have any customers. They have a whole storefront. They have a couch. I think they even have a TV, but I've never seen them actually have any customers. The main guy drives like a supercar. It's parked in the disabled spot all the time. And I was like, what kind of shit is that? Why are you driving a supercar into a disabled spot? But no, he actually has a disabled pass, so it is legal. But I kept looking at that and thinking, what do they do? And they're not even, and what I found was that they're not even open most of the time. Like, normal business hours, 9 to 5, right? They usually show up at like 7 p.m. and they're usually there till like 1 or 2 in the morning. The only times I've ever seen them there on the day, during the day, is like Sunday. And yeah, they have no customers, seemingly no source of income, yet a really fancy car. In fact, it's not just the main guy. Everyone's got a fancy car. They've all got Teslas. The main guy is just the one with the supercar and the disabled parking spot. And I really want to know what they do. What could they be doing? How do they have ostensibly enough money for an office in Southern California, expensive real estate by any standard, with supercars and expensive luxury cars, yet no customers? Maybe they have maybe that might be it. Maybe it's all a front for like a big pornography operation in the back. I actually went inside once. And it was only because I had to. I was moving my stuff out of the office, and some of the stuff was heavy. And because I'm big time, like, zero IQ, big idiot Andy, when I was lifting something and putting it into my car, and I put my keys in the car because I needed both hands, and then I closed the boot, or the trunk as it is in this country, and locked my keys inside the car. And it was Sunday, so there was no one there except for this group of people who are always, for some reason, there on Sunday. So my fate was sealed. I had no other choice. I had to go in and ask them, can I borrow a phone? I need to call like a car locksmith. And they were really nice. They were really helpful. But I could see one of the rooms in the back, and all that they were doing was sitting around a long meeting table, eating In-N-Out. And I was like, well, they're still not making any money. That's the only thing I can see them doing. But at some point, they did all file out of that room into another room towards the back that I couldn't see. So maybe that's where the back alley OnlyFans operation is going. So yeah, they would be helpful. Last thing they want is normal people having problems with them. Ooh, I mean, probably. And the thing is, I was in such a, for lack of a better word, vulnerable situation where, I was really asking them for a favor. I really needed a favor from them. So I didn't want to get all like Inspector Clouseau on them and be like, so what is it exactly that you do here? I felt like that was probably the last thing you want is some guy showing up and being like, I really need help. And also, what the fuck are you doing? Is this some illegal shit? You dumb bastard? So I still don't really have an answer. But I really wish I did. I really wish I knew what was going on at that office. Same reason Al Capone used to do the nice thing for people. Honestly, you might be onto something. You might. Joke's on you, they're the board directors for In-N-Out. True! You're right. Could have been small talk, but yeah, there was some like back and forth because he was like, oh, so like he was asking me like what happened. And I was like, yeah, I locked my keys in my car. Yeah, and I locked my phone in my car. Yes, and my wallet. It was literally everything was in my car except for the thing that I was like lifting into it, and then I just completely absentmindedly lifted it in. And the thing was it was kind of big, so I was trying to see if the boot would even close. It was only when it did close that I was like, oh fuck, it actually closed with all my stuff inside. Looks like I ran into a little situation. Who in here doing illegal shit? And you weren't in your car. That's really that was the biggest problem, really. The biggest problem wasn't that everything else was in my car. It's that I wasn't in my car. That was the problem. But I mean, yeah, whatever money laundering operation they're doing, I mean, they must have been doing it well. What's also funny is I am half Chinese, but I never learned any Chinese. Cause I grew up in Australia. We all speak English in Australia. My Chinese mother could speak Cantonese, not Mandarin, I don't think, but Cantonese, and could have taught us some Cantonese, but I don't think she was interested, and we as kids were definitely not interested. We would rather shit in our own hands and clap than have to sit down and and learn a language that none of our friends were using. So but when I go to Asian countries, I can tell that sometimes people aren't really sure. When I've been to Japan, I've noticed that people kind of sheepishly are like try to speak to me in Japanese because they're not quite sure. And then as soon as I open my mouth, even if I try to speak Japanese back to them, they're like, "Oh, foreign," because I'm so bad at any language that isn't English. And these people too, when I went in to sheepishly ask them if I could use their phone, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's because of how I looked or if it's because of that's just how they're used to speaking. But they tried to speak to me in Chinese initially, and I had to be like, "Hey, hi." And they were like, "Oh, hi." Like they had to switch into English. And I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm really fucking white. I may not look like it, but I'm really fucking white." So that was that's literally my only interaction with them ever. was having to ask them for a phone call. When I was younger, I hated going to Chinese school, but I kind of regret that since I started learning it again. Yeah, I regret it now. As an adult, that's like the number one thing that I wish I had was any sort of proficiency in a second language. But as a kid, you wouldn't care at all. You just wouldn't think about it being valuable to you at all, especially when you're in an English-speaking country, a majority English-speaking country, and because so many other countries also speak English, so you're never like. I've heard of people who learn English because they want, like they learn it through watching American television, or because they want to understand American or British media. But when you already speak English, there's usually not a lot of incentive to learn other languages. Unfortunately, I mean, sadly, that's I like I said, I wish that there was a bigger emphasis on learning second languages in majority English speaking countries outside of Canada. But yeah, it usually there's not a big push for it, and because of that, kids like me would be like, fuck that. Is it offensive if I said ice cream in Mandarin? I don't think so. Never had an actual reason to learn it since I speak English at home, and only my dad is Chinese, and so my mom would have no idea what to say. Yeah, I mean, I probably would have hated it too, but my parents never forced us to learn, or my mother never forced us to learn any Chinese, and I think we were all the happier for it. I'm half Croatian and half Italian. I know barely anything of either. Well, I guess you're in the same boat as me. Well, except my dad is English, so in a way that is the OG. In a way, I do speak my father's tongue. That sounded so dirty. Bing chilling. What is this? Friends from 1994? I don't fucking know. Okay. So that's my money laundering story. I have no idea. Were they selling cocaine out the back? Probably, but I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Play a video game? Like what? What do you think? But with chat. I mean, GeoGuessr is a good game, but I haven't been. I've been playing that. I've been playing that 2 streams in a row, so I feel like it's a. Unless if people want, I'd play it, but I feel like I've been doing it a bit too much. Everything is better than French. Oof. Have you not seen John Cena speaking Mandarin? I have seen John Cena speaking Mandarin. I saw him apologize to West Taiwan for calling Taiwan a country. Guitar Hero stream? The problem with the Guitar Hero stream, once again, I'm not very good. People are going to be like, man, I thought Matt was smart, but he's actually not. Which is true. It's true, I'm actually not. But I don't want people to think that. Have to leave, unfortunately. Good night, everyone. Good night, Roger993. Thank you for the subs again. Yeah, and it takes a lot of concentration. The problem with Guitar Hero is that you cannot look at chat. If you look at chat for a second, you're fucked. So, and I like the back and forth. I like talking to you guys. I'm good at improvised pigeons. One time I held a conversation with an Italian guy who had no idea how to speak English with a mixture of Spanish and improvised sign language. Interesting. I can stumble my way through a conversation in Japanese, but only really by like picking out certain words. I'm not fluent in anything other than English. Nah, you caught them on camera, but you can't say for legal reasons. I wish. It'd be a more interesting story if I did. Super Mario Sunshine. Let's do it. No, actually, no. That's such a... It is only okay. Play Tomba for the PS1. I've never played that. Play Rayman 2. I've never played Rayman 2 either. I feel like if I wanted to play a game, it would have to be something that's interactive with chat. I wouldn't want to just play a game and just have people watch me. GeoGuessr is always fun. It is always fun. I just feel like it might get a bit boring if we're always playing it. Like any rhythm game in general. Yep. Any rhythm game, you can't. It has to take 100% of your focus, or else you're completely ruined. Buy a bunch of broken consoles and pull a Tronics fix on stream. I know who Tronics Fix is, but I don't know. No, I'm thinking of Tronic Box, the guy who made a bunch of like 80s remixes. I don't know if I've seen anything of it. I don't actually. This might surprise people, but I don't actually watch a lot of tech people on YouTube or Twitch. Usually, the biggest reason why I don't is because I end up comparing myself to them, and that's just not good for your mental health. Because you're always gonna think that other people are doing better than you are. So I don't actually watch a lot of tech people. Best leave Mario Sunshine to me if I ever stream again, lol. That's what I'm saying. No, what we should do is we should do like a Super Mario Sunshine speed run race, and the winner is whoever doesn't kill themselves first. Did you try speedrun Super Mario Sunshine? Because that's an exercise in frustration. Oh, speaking of, I have not speedrun, but I did try, actually successfully 120 starred it years ago. And that I wouldn't recommend on anyone. That was some fucking bullshit. Wordle? You want to play Wordle? The problem with Wordle is that won't people... Doesn't that spoil it for people? RuneScape, fuck it. Actually, I could play RuneScape. I've been, not so much recently, but I was getting back into old school RuneScape for a while. Music got a bit louder. Speedrun, sign me the fuck up. Actually, a friend of mine and I have been on and off talking about, because we've both attempted speedrunning Mario 64 in the past, and we've been on and off attempting we've been talking about doing a Super Mario 64 speedrun race to see who can beat it first. I don't think it'd be me, because I really like the tricks, so I really like practicing the tricks and being like, and pulling off a flawless cannonless or owlless or any of that shit. Whereas he was much more focused on just getting through it, and I think that's probably a better strategy. He would always finish a run if he started it. He would never reset, or very rarely reset. And I think that's in a way a better strategy for learning early on, just because you get more time with the movement, and you get more time sort of reacting to unusual circumstances. Like I might be faster in theory, but because I practice the tricks a lot, but only if every trick was pulled off properly, whereas he's probably better at the run overall. Super Mario 64 online stuff with chat, that could be interesting. I feel like that might take some time to set up though, you know? Like maybe that could be a next stream thing. 2 words, Sonic Heroes! Oh god. Actually, Sonic Heroes is not... I don't like that game, and I've made a whole video in 2017 about how much I don't like that game. But in a way, because I don't like it, it's kind of become a fascination for me. It's like... I kind of want to know why it's so broken, especially like the PS2 port. I almost want to do like an investigation into why it's so broken. The 602 is coming up, so I know a bunch of people trying to learn SMS and Mario 64 and crying about it. 602? Is that some sort of speedrunning convention? I should know what that is. I should know. You can't spell RuneScape without run and escape. I actually, when my friend introduced me to RuneScape, I thought he was saying rude skate. Like it was like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but his dick was out. He had, once I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay. But at first I was like, ooh, this sounds a bit much for 9-year-old me. Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, that could be cool. I don't know if I want to do that now. I do have it installed. I have OpenRCT2 on here because, fun fact, that's a native Linux game because it's open source. PS2 port of Sonic Heroes? Sorry? Yeah, it's infamously the shittiest port. The PC port is also really bad. But it probably is slightly better than the PS2 port. Speedrun Mace me in Sonic Heroes. I would. Matt, did you see the new Wii U homebrew method, Tiramisu is godly? I have seen it, and I want to try it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Absolutely. Maybe I could do that on stream one day. Try and install Tiramisu on my Wii U. OpenTTD? Is that Transport Tycoon Deluxe? Oh, I did play this years ago. Well, when I was a kid, honestly. We never had it. It was on like a friend's... One of my mum's friend's computers had it. And I think I played around with it. I don't know if I ever figured out how it worked. That's interesting. I didn't know there was an OpenTTD. I will look into that for sure. 602 equals Mario 64, 120 star, 120 shine, 120 star. Oh god. 602. Is that actually 602? Oh, it would be 602 stars because of the 242. Holy shit. That's wild. I'm just thinking about that now. Is there like a are there actually videos on Mario 64 602? Oh god. 2220, 2241. Jesus Christ. That's even because like how that means you mandatorily lose sleep, bruh. Yikes. Usually when we do Mario 64, it's just a 16 star. Tony Hawk 6, except he promises NFTs instead of skating the whole time. True. Talking about Linux native fun games, have you played RE3, aka the reverse engineered GTA Vice City? I have. I actually really like that project. Too bad about the legal problems. I think that's really upsetting. The fact that, I mean, it's clearly it's clearly to make an example out of them, because I really feel like they can't have actually caused any material damage to Take-Two as a company. Like, they are within their legal rights to sue over that, yes, but I feel like really bad faith and really bad form, and I feel like it's just to sort of assert dominance, just to flop their 8-inch floppy dick in front of the community and be like, fuck you, we're in control. I feel like that's the only reason they're doing it. At a guess, Sonic Heroes really struggles because it's at the interim in gaming between hard coding everything and actual loaded assets. There's a bunch of stage data compiled into the Heroes executable. It's great. Interesting. That's already more investigation than I've ever done in Sonic Heroes. I've heard that Sonic Heroes was initially not going to be ported to PS2 at all, and it was like they like halfway through development they decided to do it, or Sony, I think, coerced them into releasing it on PS2, and then they had to port it to a new engine. I don't know if that's true, so take that with a grain of salt, but that's what I've heard. You learned some tricks from me watching me play Sonic Heroes. I hope you'll need them to beat me. Have we got a fucking Sonic Heroes master here? Holy shit. Sonic Robo Blast 2 is on Linux. Interesting. Hang on, I'm googling that. Oh, I might have played this before on though I might be getting it confused with like the millions of Unity and Unreal like Sonic engines that have been made. I can't remember. I feel like I've played this before, but honestly, that's sick if it's open source and ported to different platforms. I love that. Sonic Adventure, all the character assets are literally DLLs. Interesting. Yeah, I know that Lego Island, that's literally the only game that I've ever like hacked into in any sort of detailed way. It's a really weird mishmash of assets that a lot of assets that are hard coded, but also a lot of stuff that's imported. Mostly stuff that you'd expect, like audio. You wouldn't hard code audio or textures or models or anything like that. But I think everything else might be hard coded. I like how the modern community has basically told Rockstar to fuck off and are refusing to do anything. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I don't recommend supporting the remastered trilogy. I think that was a bunch of bullshit. You want to know a really good Linux native game? Terraria! I have Terraria, but I've never played it. Literally, actually never played it. I've played, I like Portal and Portal 2. Those are native Linux games. SRP2 is a whole-ass Sonic fan game and Doom engine. Fuck yeah. Have you guys been seeing Mario, like the shit that they've been doing with Mario 64? They like injected the Mario 64 engine into Sonic Unleashed recently. No, I mean Sonic Generations. I got confused. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like all of Mario 64's movements, but in Sonic Generations. Hey, I know the guy who did that. Big up, Sky. Hell yeah. I don't know about any of the people that are doing it, but I've just been seeing it, and it's like it's absolutely insane. I mean, I really like the Mario 64 engine. I think those physics. I think there's a reason why everyone likes to speedrun that game. It's because the physics are so fucking good. So that's why it's so exciting to be able to see people be able to do stuff with the original source code, or the decomp more specifically. No one's actually using the original source code because that's a little bit. Ugh. But yeah, that's kind of why I actually always prefer ports to remakes, because there's such a, especially recently, I feel like there's such a high probability that they'll like fuck up the physics or the controls, and I feel like that's such an important part of the playability of a game. That's something that I always, the first thing I thought when I went from Mario 64 to Mario Sunshine was, fuck, the controls aren't nearly as good, and I think that's still true. Sonic Generations with BLJs. That's literally, I'm pretty sure you literally can do BLJs. Basically, you can be in one of two states. You're either playing under Mario 64 or under Sonic Generations, depending. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You can't really have two. It would be hard to have two games going on at once. But it's just such a, it's absolute insanity. Being known as the master of a bad game is quite a feeling, lol. To be fair, at one point I wanted to get the world record in Arthur Ready to Race. Just because I thought it would be achievable. Yeah, there's not. It's just because I thought it'd be funny to get the world record in Arthur Ready to Race. To be honest, I don't know if there's a lot that can be done apart from just playing through it quickly. But I think there's definitely some meme value to being really good at a really shitty game. Like if you hit a spring or dash pad or whatever, you're Sonic. Otherwise, you're Mario. Interesting. I mean, sounds good to me. That's like how Curtis Connor got the world record speedrun for some shitty golf game. Hell yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe one day I'll attempt a Arthur Ready to Race speed run on stream, because just because that could be funny. Maybe I could do like a I've always wanted to do something like I'll play like a charity stream where every certain amount of donations I have to do another playthrough of some shitty game. Something like Sonic Heroes or Arthur Ready to Race. I could just do like, for charity, like every $5 I'll play through Arthur Ready to Race again. And it'll just be like it'll become like 24 hours of me playing Arthur Ready to Race. There are speedruns for emulators, there are sections for console runs. Yeah, console, a lot of games prefer console for speedruns, or a lot of speedrun communities prefer console because it's really consistent. Whereas, different emulators could mess around with timing, different PCs. If you have a really fast PC compared to a really slow PC, that could mess around timings. But it's a lot of games, a lot of communities don't mind. A lot of communities will let you do emulator. So it really depends on how the community feels, pretty much.
Cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100, cheer 100.
bits.
Yo, Matt, how much money to charity to play Ride to Hell on PS3?
I'd pay to play Ride to Hell on PS3. Thank you so much for the 500 bits, 21st Century Guy. I really appreciate that. Hell yeah. I mean, maybe that should be it. Maybe I'll marathon Ride to Hell over and over again for charity. Have you seen that emulator that switches between Sonic games every time you collect a ring? I have not seen that emulator, but I've seen things like that where every time, they're not, I don't know if they're speed, I guess they are speed runs, but it's like every 10 seconds the game changes. No, every time you get hit, the game changes. I've seen those. I've seen people speed run those before, and that sounds really interesting yet really annoying. Nothing so long as you 1v1 me in Persona AU. Oh god. Oh no! This is gonna get some hate in the chat. I've actually never played a Persona game. I'm yet to play a single one. God, Super Mario 602. I still have the tab here. Holy shit. Play Persona now! Hey, okay. Here's a question. Which one should I? If I was to play, I'm not gonna play today because that's gonna be too much. But if I was to play a Persona game, which one should I start with? Go to R1 and play DDR now. Actually, I would unironically get into Stepmania. It's if I could get a mat. I said pad and mat, and it turned into pat. Shout out to my friend from Australia, Pat. Yeah, but I would if I could be bothered to get a mat, I would unironically get into Stepmania. I don't know what song this is, but I hear Delay Llama, and I don't like that. I don't know what it is either. It's just a playlist that I've got running. I have a agreement with DDR Kirby. I should actually shout him out. Maybe I should put him into. There's like a thing that shows up over here. Maybe I should probably put him in there so that people know, because I'm pretty sure. So it's just so I can give him credit, really. Let me write that down so I don't forget. I have an agreement with him that I can use his music, so I just have a playlist of his up right at the moment. Credits and audio. I need audio, record, music. Okay, just so I don't forget. Cool. I like 5 personally, especially since it's based in Kanto, Japan. Oh, the Kanto region, Tokyo. Hell. 4 or 5 would be the best place to start on Partial 4. Okay. Maybe 5 on PS3. 5 is probably easiest to get into. If you're a smart boy, start with 3. I'm not a smart boy. I'm afraid I'm 0 IQ Andy. 3 is great if you like edgy shit. 4 is if you like small towns and honorifics. 5 is just good all around, but a bit simpler compared to the PS2 games. Interesting. Get an L-Tech, they need some penny modding, but a high quality. Let me look this up, RN. Oh, this is a Polish domain, interesting. Yeah, so this is like the real shit. This isn't just some fucking flat rubber shit on the like some floppy thing. Yo, nice moves. No, this isn't some like floppy thing that you put on the floor. I'm assuming this is like the real deal. I don't remember getting any gym badges in Persona 5 run. What the hell? When I finished 4, I was impressed by the changes in 5, and 2 is good if you want to feel special. I want to feel special. What the hell? Show me the pads. Oh wow, they actually got a pretty big range. With the hand bar, of course. Yeah, maybe one day. That could be an interesting thing to get into. I play 5 Royal on PS4, so you don't have to play 5 twice. I do not have a PS4. Is this shit on PC? Or is it a PlayStation exclusive? I'm still trying to get a real DDR Ace pad or a Stepmania X pad. Interesting. Yeah, I'm really new to like DDR stuff. I only got into Guitar Hero stuff like a couple years ago, and I'm still not very good. Do not buy the bar with it. It sucks so much it's not stable. Interesting. Ah. It's not on PC because Atlas Kring. Oof, that sucks. Yeah, so it'd have to be PS3 then. I never got a PS4. And I don't know if I'll ever get one. Maybe one day, but like for some reason that generation of consoles onwards has just never done it for me. They're basically just PCs anyway. I mean, I know that most people don't care about that they're like x86 and it's like basically just a PC. But for some reason I care. It feels like it's not very. I feel like consoles live or die under the impression that they're really special, even though they are actually just computers with a exclusivity licensing agreement. And I don't know. They just never felt that generation onwards just never felt very special to me. So yeah, I've never been particularly interested in them. And usually the games I've been interested in playing have been on PC anyway. Be P5R and Spider-Man. Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's if the right game came along that I was keen on playing, I'd look into it. For real, do a stream from round 1 and play some arcades once, but it'll be funny. I mean, hell yeah, I'd do an IRL stream from round 1. Is round 1 like a national franchise, or is that like only oh? Well, wouldn't you know? I didn't know this. It's a Japanese store chain that I guess eventually came over to the US, and it's in all this states. Hang on, you can't actually read any of that shit. It's in all this states. Ah, and will soon be all this states. Incredible. I never knew that. I've seen a lot of arcades in Japan, but I've never seen a round 1. Mostly we saw the when I've gone with people. Mostly I've seen the Sega ones, which of course are not Sega ones anymore. Or what's that one? Fuck. This is gonna annoy me if I can't find it. Hang on. Taito, that's it. Taito. I was thinking like Taiji, which doesn't make any fucking sense at all. I think it's interesting that Steam Deck doesn't try and hide that it's a PC to the extent where you can literally boot into a regular KDE desktop and use it as such. Yeah, I actually think it's really cool. But because I'm a loser, I don't go outside very often. And so I don't have much use for a portable console, if I'm being like brutally honest. Taito with Groove Coaster, yes! Yes! I am a fiend for Groove Coaster. I love that game. We had a round one in Russia, but it's closed now. Oof, that sucks. We're doing a round one stream with the gang? Maybe. Maybe. I mean, yeah, I'm not... I'm trying to get more into streaming. I haven't... This is only like my third stream back, but I'm trying to get into it, and I'd love to do some IRL stuff eventually. Matt, play the entirety of Yakuza 0 on stream now, please. I mean, I could. I do have it, but it's not installed. I'm sure I can install it, honestly, because I'm sure I'll play it one day. Actually, I'll download it later. Shouldn't download during stream. Just found one in North Riverside, Illinois, with how long has... What the hell? How long has this bowling store been in business for? Yeah, what the fuck? You have it? Yo, if you ever stream that, you should have me on. Hell yeah. No, I don't remember when I got it. It was probably when it was... It's very frequently on sale for like $5, and hell, I'll take a $5 game. I'll take a $5 footlong right in my fucking mouth. We have some small underground arcades with better arcades anyway. Yeah, it's funny because growing up in Canberra, we had like none. It was such a shit place for arcades. They would all like, they all fucking went out of business so quickly because no one actually does anything for fun in Canberra. They just work for the government, have a family, and die. I'd say to make streaming easier is to make it as chill / easy for you to do. Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. That's what I'm hoping to do. Not gonna lie, I would love to go to R1 to meet Matt. Probably would cost me some money for a flight over to the US. Yeah, especially right now, international flights, big oof. But I'd totally be down. Maybe on your side of town. Yeah, maybe on my side of town. Oh, you're right. Yeah, there is actually an arcade, but it wasn't. It was on the other side of. So there was an arcade. Yes. But honestly, yeah, fan meet up at round one one day. Maybe. Why is this so creaky all of a sudden? It like immediately aged fucking 50 years. You guys hear that? Whatever. Whatever. Image of Robert Downey Jr. I'm trying to do it. I can't do it. I wonder what it's like to meet Matt Casey IRL. I wish I knew. Sounds like a fucking loser. They closed the big arcade in London recently. Really? The Namco arcade? Oil it. Yeah, that's probably it. It probably just needs lubing up. Like my cock. Actually. Namco... Yeah. That's sad. That's sad. Yeah, I actually have been there. I went with Yoshida Mario, who stopped by earlier. Yeah, that sucks. I like that place. I mean, I guess COVID and shit probably did fuck places like that up, but yeah, sucks. Even though they took all my money, I got fuck all in return. You got a good time. And isn't that what money is all about? If I had my soundboard, I would have played a sound, but I can't. For some reason, it's not working today. Because God hates me, and we're all gonna die. Yeah, that Matt KC guy probably doesn't even know where to plug in his car at that one mall. It's true. It's true. He is that kind of loser. Matt Ike. Oh. Thing is, I went there a bit before it closed and business was booming, huh? But if you're ever in Europe, check out the Flower Arcades. I would love to. Fun fact: I am a UK citizen, which, yes, that's not that's no longer an EU citizen, but it does mean that it should be relatively easy to travel to the UK, and from there other parts of Europe. So I'm totally down. I'd love to do it. I'd love to visit again. I haven't visited the UK since 2018. Thanks for shouting out, Tingles, friend of the stream. COVID took away the video store near my house, and now it took away the Namco arcade. Fuck. You're not missing much over here. It's fucking shit. Fair enough. No, I know. I getcha. Visit the Netherlands, please. It's cheaper. I mean, I'd love to, actually. Netherlands sounds like a really nice place. Hell, I mean, maybe I'll go to TwitchCon Amsterdam one day, huh? If you go to the UK Possible Fan Meetup, I mean, yeah, possibly. Why come here? Do you need British Lego Island or something? I mean, I've got a lot of family in the UK, and that's some cool shit to do. I hate living in the UK. That's a funny message to read immediately after I said that. Imagine being British. True. Dude, you're literally British. Oh my god, I can't believe you're literally British. Don't move to Canada, it's expensive. Yeah, I know. I know, it is. Well, so is Australia. Australia, I think, is about the same. Let me put on these nightmare goggles. Oh no, everything looks the same. What? What? I live in central London and there's jack shit to do. I mean, you can always go to a pub. You can get some fish and chips. I don't know. You think that's bad? I'm in Southeast London. I like how we're all just shitting on the UK now. That's what the stream has become. Will the bot shit on me if I post a link? It will not. You can post a link. I might shit on you if it's like meat spin or something, but otherwise it's fine. I was born there, it's all. The National Video Game Museum over in, I assume that's a place in the Netherlands, is fucking amazing. Really worth the trip if you're not in GB. Hell yeah, I'd be down. I live in Arizona. How's that? Are we all? Is this going to become all shitting on Arizona now? British Lego Island be like, you need to put you need to put the CD in your computer, isn't it? Oh no, what's this? What have you posted on my Christian server? Oh no, this is actually just a chat overlay. Fair enough. Actually, no, this isn't what I use. I just use normal JChat, I'm pretty sure. I hate in Arizona, I want to move so badly. Yeah, that seems to be a fairly common sentiment. That in New Jersey. I have a lot of friends in New Jersey who hate New Jersey. I've been to New Jersey only once. It was when my dad and I were in New York. We were visiting New York, and we took the train to New Jersey literally just to go to a Wawa. And it was good. I liked Wawa, but we didn't really go to New Jersey. We really just went to Wawa. British people be like, I am extremely unhappy. Sounds about right. Aussie Lego Island be like, oi! I always feel like in Australia, yes, the C word is very like normal. We don't think twice about it. But I always feel like I shouldn't say it because every time I say it around an American, they're like, "What? You can say that and you don't explode?" That's a fucking Donald Glover line. But yeah, everyone's like, I always feel like it's gonna piss people off. But yeah. They think only Aussies, but it's used in English. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a little how I was when I met your friends. Yeah. I guess it's my stream, and I guess we're on adult mode, so I guess it's fine. Oi, cunt, you need to put the CD in your computer. So yeah, there you go. Sorry to any 12-year-olds watching. You probably just died. I actually have had people in my chat that are just like, I have actually have had people be like, please stop swearing, I'm only 13. And usually I'd just be like, whatever. But then I sort of thought about it later and I was like, maybe they were saying that because like their parents were in the same room and they were like, oh, uh-oh. Reminds me of the video I saw of someone doing an impression of an Australian Spanish teacher and it cracked my shit up. Oh, uh-oh. I don't think I've seen that. What I have seen is road rage. Here we go. This is one of my favorite videos of all time. What a great country to grow up in.
Fucking pulled out in front of me, cunt. I was already in front of you, dude. I couldn't have pulled out in front of you.
In the first line. It's just in the first line.
There's no need to fucking stick your finger up and treat me like a fucking cunt. I didn't treat you like a cunt. You fucking asshole, cunt. I'm driving up the fucking road, you pull straight out in fucking front of me, and then you fucking give me the beer, you fuckwit!
This is just Australia on any given day, I'm afraid. This is nothing new. Nothing new. 13-year-olds here swear like there's no tomorrow. I'll be honest, and this is true. I started swearing when I was 9, and I was considered a late bloomer in Australia. Everyone around me was already swearing. And I was just like, oh, I don't know, adults don't like it when we swear. I said my first swear word at 9, and everyone was like, wow, yeah, it feels good to swear, doesn't it? And I was like, I guess. That's just what Australia is like. Is your Twitch not marked as mature? Yeah, I think it is. I think this might have happened on YouTube. I think that might be why it happened. If someone says they're 13, just scream, hey, mom and dad, your son is watching gay porn. Yeah, true, good point. I love this shit. I started swearing when I was 12 and was also considered a late bloomer here, lol. Yeah, I was literally, when I was 8, before I was swearing, people were like, oi, Matt, why don't you swear? And I was like, oh, you know, I just don't see the need to. And they were like, but what if you're like, stuck in traffic and you're just like, oh shit. And I was like, oh, I mean, yeah, I guess so. But now I'm just like, what fucking 8-year-old is stuck in traffic? How is that a relatable example for anyone? But yeah, so yeah, people challenged me on it. They were like, what do you mean you don't swear, fellow 8-year-old? So, so yeah, I was late bloomer here, apparently. I had unrestricted internet access since 6. It didn't go as bad as you would think, but I learned a lot of swear words. Yeah, actually, I agree with that in that it's not that I didn't know any of the swear words. I was exposed to a lot of things as a kid, but I just sort of knew that I would get in. There was this innate sense that I would get in trouble if I ever said anything. I mean, I guess because you do get in trouble. So. I just learned not to do it really young, even though I was really I feel like I was exposed to things, to everything pretty early on. Honestly, I'm 21. I still don't swear. I don't mind when other people. I just don't do it myself. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I think it's all good to talk however you want to talk. Really, I'm allowed to swear by the BBFC age rating for the swear word. That's what I'm saying. Just posted the Australian Spanish teacher video in off topic. I'll watch that. In fact, let's finish this video and then I'll watch that one.
I was already in front of you. Fuckwit, you just pulled out in fucking front of me and then abused me, you fuck! Don't fucking torment, dumb cunt! Right?
Listen, dude.
You fucking pulled out in front of me, you fucking idiot!
I was already in front.
I bet. Hang on. There's actually a list on Wikipedia for words with most does it actually say? Yeah, it actually says it in the title. Words that films that most frequently use the word fuck. If this was a film, this would be at the top.
Front of you. How could I have pulled out in front of you?
How the fuck could you been in front of me?
Because I was 50 metres in front of you.
Okay,
I
let
pulled
me-
the indicator
let me
on,
fucking
I
tell you
pulled
something.
across,
Well,
and you
let me fucking
accelerated
tell
like
you
I am.
something.
I'm listening.
Let me fucking tell
I'm
you.
fucking listening,
Okay?
dude.
You fucking drove us around.
This is my favorite part. My favorite part is coming up. You see the guy is wearing sunglasses, right? Shortly, he's going to get so pissed off that he throws his sunglasses into the car
Just answer one
and he never retrieves them.
fuckwit. Well, why'd you stick your finger up when you went
Because
past?
you accelerated at me as I was pulling over.
You're a
instead of
fucking
letting me-
cocksucker, mate.
This is genuinely just how Australians talk, to be honest. This isn't even like... This is...
Fuck off! You are full of shit, cunt! You just fucking pulled out in front of me. And
Same.
You fucking blame me for it.
Dude, spitting all over the place needs the wipers on. That's why. That's true. He needs needs the wipers for all the fucking saliva flying all over the place.
I was changing lanes. You accelerated at me. Right? You were in the wrong. You can't accept that, bro. That's your fault.
You're a fucking lying cunt. You just pulled
Hold on, here it comes.
Right? Because I'm fucking fast, damn sharp.
I'm fucking pissed off! You just tried to fucking write me off, and then you stuck your fucking finger up!
You just accelerated at me. Fucking
Get fucked!
Wait, where,
When you fucking-
when is he gonna throw the sunglasses?
Don't fucking abuse me for nothing! Right?
I wonder what the truck driver was thinking.
Well, I fucking had enough of it!
There they go! And he never gets them back. This guy just got a new pair of sunglasses for free from this interaction.
With cunts like you on the fucking road!
Asshole, I'm on the road all day. I've
We'll
got
see,
more-
cunt.
Okay, great. All right, now I'm gonna watch the video that Magical Fee sent because I'm fascinated. What do we got? What do we got?
Brennan, an Australian Spanish teacher. Right, so, hola, como está?
Oh God.
No me gusta
Oh God.
pescado grande con muchos dientes. No me gusta. Brennan,
The reason why that is so embarrassing is because I actually know people who are like that. I know people who are just like, Moshi Moshi, Timothy Desu, and I'm just like, oh fuck, no, this is real. This is just an Australian documentary at this point. Oh. Genius comedian. Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure this is like a. I know this is like a intentional joke, but I just know. I know real people like this, so I just. Oh, it's just so cringy for me. Oh wow, dank pods sound so mad here. True. What's this? Hang on. What's this link? Oh, this is a classic. This is a fucking Aussie classic, I'll be honest with you.
If you're a fucking fair dinkum fucking full-grown Aussie, this is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog cunt. The fucking VB long neck.
VB.
Wait in the fucking morning. Get that up, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's in our constitution. That exact phrase, word for word. What's a VB? Okay, I'll just give you the answer. It's a brand of Australian beer. Ironically, Americans are all like, yeah, you all drink Foster's over there, don't you? No. Nobody drinks Foster's. But people do drink VB. And here, if you're wondering how to drink a VB, I have the hot tip for you. This is the hookup, yo. This is how to correctly drink a VB. Here you go. It's the right way. Okay. Now that we've all learned something, let's move on. VB stands for very British. True. You fucking dog cunts. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Your typing sounds pretty damn fast. How fast are you in terms of like 10fastfingers.com numbers? What's this website? I've never been to 10fastfingers.com. That was a risky click. That could have easily been a porn site. Or a shock site. This could have been Two Girls, One Cup so easily. All right, yeah, I'll do a typing test. I'll do one. Ah! When is it over? I can't believe that the chat duped me into playing a rhythm game after all. I got it wrong. Okay, whatever. 106. It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. I'll take it. On a good day, I think I can get as high as 120, but like 106 sounds more like an average day. Sounds about right. Do you want to hear one of the least funny comedy bits I've ever heard? YouTube short. Yeah, sure. Show me the least funny YouTube short you've ever seen. I'm like 75 words per minute on a good day. It's only because I've been programming a substantial amount of my life. He'll do that for the next hour. It kind of felt like that. I didn't know when it was going to end. 1 minute. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. I got 79, 78, 85 for me. I'm slow as fuck. I got 78 Sag. Aw. If you want to get duped into playing a game, go to typeandconquer.io. No, it's okay. It's okay. But maybe one day. Maybe maybe one of these. Man, you want to fucking go? Type Racer right here, right now. Maybe next time. I'll do because I don't know how down for a typing for competitive typing I am today. Have you tried alternative keyboard layouts? I assume you mean like Dvorak. I have not. Maybe it'd be good.
The only reason I wanted to get COVID is so I could go down on my girlfriend. That's how bad she smells. They was like, that shit will clog your nose up. I'm like, yes, I'm gonna save my relationship. I do like the mask though. I do like the mask. Who knew that covering a woman's mouth would make her so attractive? It's hard to trust white people food too, man. Like, I can't trust white people food because white people come up with stupid ass shit like charcuterie boards. Like, nigga, I know a Lunchable when I see one. Ham, cheese, and crackers, that's a Lunchable. White people still ideas. Like, think about this. Niggas been eating leftovers for hundreds of years. All of a sudden, white people do it, and they call that shit meal prepping. Like, nigga, my mom meal prepped when I was a kid. She made spaghetti on Monday, and we ate that shit to Wednesday. If you really think about it, white people can't cook shit better than black people. There's only one thing they can cook better than us, and that's meth. There's really only one white lady I know that can.
Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, you guys couldn't see it. It's okay. It was just a guy talking. Told you it was unfunny as fuck. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone found it funny. You get very fast when you're not copy pasting lines of code. Yeah, pretty much. This will sound like a flex, but I'm not trying to make it a flex. I started programming when I was like 5, I think. So I've always just kind of like I can't remember ever like learning to type. I just always have been kind of able to do it. There definitely has some N-words. That's true. There were some slurs. I mean, he was black, so hopefully I don't get banned for it. Been programming since grade 7, still only able to get around 50 WM, maybe 60 on a good day. Interesting. I think it's just something that for me it was literally just practice. And yeah, I'm not even the fastest typer. There are people around that can do 120 or faster. Yeah, sorry for that. That's either a good or bad out of context clip, depending on your perspective. Bad for me. You won't get banned for it if you do. I owe you something. Excellent. Define programming. I was doing Delphi. Delphi 4.0. Yeah, boy. Yeah, this motherfucker. Look at this blue bitch. Yep. That was me. That's the IDE of my childhood. To be fair, most of what I was doing was just kind of dragging like buttons around and being like, yeah, it's a button. And I could maybe get it to do like a message box, or I could move a shape around. But I thought that was the coolest thing. I was like, yeah, I'm making games. You know, it was more impressive when I was 5, but still. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything impressive, but I was just plopping things around and being like, hey, cool, it looks like other programs, or it looks like it's like a game. So yeah. What languages did you program in? Well, Delphi is Pascal based. So I guess in theory, I wouldn't say I know any Pascal today, but in theory, I grew up writing Pascal. What do you mainly use these days? It's 95% C++. So a lot of C++, a little bit of C#, a little bit of Python, all the web languages, so JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL, a little bit of those, but it's like 95% C++. That's like most of what I write today. Oh, I did do a little bit of Visual Basic. Visual Basic is very similar in feel to Delphi, so that was kind of like my step up. I like Scratch. Oh yeah, Scratch is like a thing. I think that came after me, I think, because I know that they teach Scratch in schools now, but like I never learned it. First language was probably AppleScript, TBH. Interesting. I have only written one line of AppleScript, and it was to do something. It was to get iTunes to do something. But that's it. Now starting C. Yeah, I was scared of C for a really long time. I was like, C was like, because I'd only written in higher level stuff that did the memory management for me, like PHP, C#, all that. And I was so scared because everyone's like, "Oh, C is a step. It's lower level. You got to do all the memory management yourself." And that was like terrifying for me for a while. But once I got into it, like it's like second nature. So no problem now. It is a bit of a. It does require you to think a little bit differently when you're programming, but no more than like, assembly does too. So that's just how it is when you go any deeper into it. The source engine console count as a programming language. I call HTML a programming language, and everyone always shits on me for it. So I'm gonna say yes. I don't explicitly call it a programming language, but I lump it in with all the other languages you need to know as a web developer. And everyone's like, "You called HTML a programming language? Wow, I thought you were smart, but you're not." And I'm just like, it's a fucking, you write it. You write it to make things happen. That's a language. I know it's a markup language. I just don't fucking care. It's a language you have to know to learn to write web stuff. I do all my coding in the only language that matters, American. Yeah, pretty much. Same. Oi, mate, you speak Australian? Actually, no, people did say that as well. That's not unique to America. People said that in school as well. Like, I don't know, I only speak Australian. Say shit like that. If you don't like it, you can leave. Oi, fuck off, we're full. That's an actual Australian political slogan, is fuck off, we're full. I won't get into it, but yeah, it's actually a real thing. Yeah, HTML is easy. That maybe that's why people don't like talking about calling it a programming language, because they're like, it insults my programming sensibilities. Are you enrolled to vote, Matt? I am. I'm enrolled as an overseas voter at the moment. Classic. See, so far seems fine to me. Yeah, I think if you're learning it like in a course or something like that, or following like a tutorial, I think that's probably really easy. Well, not really easy, but that's probably like doable. Because I never learned it in any sort of schooling environment, I think that's why I was really intimidated by it. But you enrolled to get bitches? Didn't think so. Get fucked. It's true. I was gonna try and do like hang on, what if I can do that? I'm gonna switch from, I was gonna do like a sad close-up, but now I'm like, can I actually do the got bitches meme? Let me bring it up to, oh wait, no, it's no bitches, sorry. Yeah, can I actually do this face on stream? It's got to be like the perfect level of condescension and like pity, right? I don't know. I'm not good at doing faces. I'm a nerd. I'm not good at social interaction. I am enrolled for this program, the Matt KC program. Hell yeah. Okay, I think I might head off and get some early dinner, because I haven't I think I've only eaten breakfast today, and it's 4:40 p.m. So thank you all for hanging out with me. This was a lot of fun. I loved chatting, loved hanging out. But I think it might be time for me to make like a tree and get out of here. Let's see, who shall we raid? We can raid my good friend Dragon Sparks. Hit me up on Discord just cuz. No. You look like you're gonna try to get me to play Lego Island in Wakandanese. Oh god. Trying to think of a good capture to go with Matt making that face. Well, if you find one, let me know. Why don't you make like a banana and shit? Same. This is my first time watching a stream of yours after watching your views on YT. Thanks, this was fun. Hell yeah. All right, let's go and let's issue a raid. This dude rejected me as fuck. It's true. Got him. All right, let's go. Let's fucking do it. All right, see you guys. I should be back streaming in a couple days, maybe Friday, my time, which is Saturday Australian time. We'll see. But for now, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.